Xi Jinping will give major contents of the report.
Distinguished delegates,
中国共产党第
the
24
20th National Congress of the Communist Party of China now officially begins. Please all rise
奏唱中华人
and
民共
sing
和国
the national
国歌
anthem. When we solemnly hold the 20th CPC National Congress, let us pay our tribute to the revolutionists and proletariat, Comrade Mao Zedong, Zhou Enlai, Liu Shaoqi, Zhu De, Deng Xiaoping, and Chen Yun, and to those revolutionary martyrs, let's pay a moment of silence.
默哀毕，
Moment's over.
请坐下。
Please be seated.
各位代表，
Distinguished delegates,
中国共产党第20次全国
the
代表大会
20th CPC National
应
Congress
到会代表
quorum
2296
is
人，特邀代表
2,296,
83人，
and 83 special invited delegates,
2379人。
and altogether the number of delegates is 2,379. And today, 39
10到会
persons
的代表和特邀代表
have asked for
2340
temporary
人。
absence,
今天的大会
and the total
有
attendance
许多
is
党外朋友和有
2,340.
关方
And
面负
today,
责同志
with
列
us
席，
are also
让
some
我们对
representatives
他们的到
outside
来
the
表
parties
示
and
热烈
units.
的欢
We
迎。
welcome you all.
现在，请
Now,
习近平总书记
Please allow me to invite General
中央
Secretary
委
Xi
员会
Jinping to
向大
give
会做报告。
a report on behalf of the 19th CPC Central Committee. Comrades,
现在我代表第19届中央委员会
on behalf of the 19th
向大
Central
会做
Committee
报告。
of the Communist Party of China, I will now deliver a report
中
to
国
the
共产
20th
党
National Congress.
第20次全国代表大
The
会
20th National Congress of the
是
Communist
在
Party of
全党
China
全国各族人民
is a meeting of
迈上
great
全面建
importance.
设社会
It
主义
takes
现代化
place
国家
at a
新征
critical
程
time as the entire
向第二
party
个百年
and the
奋斗目
Chinese
标进
people
军
of
的
all
关
ethnic
键
groups
时刻
embark on a new journey to
召
build
开的
China
一次
into
十
a
分重要
modern
的大会
socialist country in all respects and advance towards the second
大会的
centenarial
主题
goal.
是高
The
举
theme
中国
of
特
this
色社会主
Congress
义伟大
is
旗帜
holding high the
全
great
面
banner
贯彻
of
新时代
socialism with
中国
Chinese
特色
characteristics,
社会主义思
fully
想
implementing the
弘扬
thought on socialism with
伟大
Chinese
建党精神
characteristics for new era, carrying forward
自信
the
自
great
强
founding spirit of the party,
守正创
staying
新
confident and building
脱离
strength,
奋发用意
upholding
前进
fundamental principles and
为
break new
全面
ground,
建设社会主义
forging
现代化国
ahead
家
with enterprise and
全面
fortitude
推
and
进
strive
中
in
华民
unity
族
to
伟大复
build a
兴
modern
而
socialist
团结
country
奋斗
in all respect and advance the great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation on all fronts.
中国共产党已走过百年
Since
奋
its
斗历
founding
程
a century ago, the Communist Party of China
我们
has
党
taken a remarkable
立志
journey.
于中华民
Our
族
party
千
has
秋伟
dedicated
业
itself to achieving lasting
致力
greatness
于
for the
人类
Chinese
和平与
nation
发展
and committed itself
崇高事
to the
业
noble cause of peace
责
and
任无比
development
重大
for humanity.
使命
Our
无上
responsibility
光
is
荣
unmatched in importance, and our mission is glorious beyond
全
compare.
党同志
It is the imperative that all of us in the party never forget our original aspiration and founding mission, that we always stay modest, prudent, and hardworking,
敢于斗争
and that we have the courage and ability to carry on our
历史
fight.
自信
We must remain
增
confident
强
in our
历
history,
史主动
exhibit greater historical
谱写新
initiative,
时代
and write an
中国特
even
色
more
社会主义
magnificent
更加
chapter
绚丽
for
的华
socialism
章
with Chinese characteristics in the new era.
去5年的工作
The 5 years
和新
since
时
the
代
19th
10年
National
的伟大
Congress
变革
and the great changes in the first decade of the new
19大
era.
以来的5年
The 5 years
是极
since
不
the
寻
National
常
Congress
极不平凡
have
的
been truly momentous and extraordinary.
党中央统筹中华民族伟大复兴
The
战略
party's
全
Central Committee has pursued a
世界
strategy
百年
of national
未有之
rejuvenation
大
amid
变局
global changes of a
就
magnitude
全
not
党和
seen
国
in a
家事业
century
发展
and made
做
major
出重大
strategic
战略
plan for advancing the cause of the party and the country.
团结带领全党全军全国
The
各
Central
族人民
Committee has brought together the
有效
entire
应对
party, the military, and the Chinese
严峻
people
复杂的
and
国际
led
形
them
势
in effectively
和
responding
接
to
踵
grave,
而至的
intricate international developments
巨大风
and
险
a
挑战
series of immense risks
以
and
奋发有
challenges.
为的精神
With great
把
effort
新
and
时代中
determination,
国特色社
we
会
have steadily
不断地推向
advanced
前
socialism with Chinese characteristics in the new
5年
era.
来
Over the past
我
5
们坚
years,
持加强党
we
的
have
全面领导
continued to strengthen the
和党中
overall
央
leadership
集
of the
中统一
party
领导
and the centralized unified
全力推进
leadership of the Central
全面
Committee.
建成小康社
We
会
have
进程
devoted great energy to finish building a
完整
moderately prosperous
准确
society in all
全面
respects. We have
贯彻
fully
新发
and
展理念
faithfully applied the new development
着力
philosophies
推动
on all fronts,
高质量发展
focused on promoting high
主动
quality
构建
development,
新
and
发
work
展
to
格局
create a new pattern
提
of
及不
development.
稳
We
推进
have
改革
pursued reform at a swift and steady
扎
pace,
实推进全过程人民民
made
主
solid progress in developing
全
whole
面推
process
进
people's
依法治
democracy
国
and advanced
积
law-based
极发
governance
展社会
across
主义
all
先进
fields
文
of
化
endeavor. We have
督促
actively
保障
developed advanced
和改善
socialist
民生
culture. We have
集中
ensured
力量
improved
实施
public well-being
脱贫
as a
攻坚
matter
战
of priority
大力
and
推
pulled
进
resources
生
to
态
wage
文
a
明
critical
建设
battle against poverty. We made big push to enhance
坚
ecological
决维护国
conservation.
家安全
We have worked with
防范
firm
化解
resolve to
重大
safeguard
风险
national security,
保持
fend
社
it
会
off
大局
and
稳定
diffuse the major risks, and
大力
ensure
度推
social
进
stability.
国防和
We
军
have
队
devoted great
现代
energy
化
to
建设
modernizing our national defense and
全
armed
方位
forces.
开展
We have conducted
中国
major
特色大国外
country
交
diplomacy with
全面
Chinese
推进党的
characteristics
建
on
设
all fronts.
新的伟大工
And
程
we have made sweeping efforts to advance the great new project of
我
party
们
building.
隆重庆祝中国共产党成
We
立
celebrated the
100周年
centenary of the Communist Party
中华
of
人民
China
共和国成立
and
70周
the
年
70th anniversary of the founding of
制
the
定第3
PRC.
个历史决
We
议
adopted the third resolution
在
concerning
全
the
党
party's
开展
history,
党史学习教育
organized party-wide activities
号
to
召
study
全党
party
学习
history
和践行
and called
伟
upon
大建党
all
思
party
精神
members to study and apply the great founding spirit of the party.
特别是面对突如其来的新冠肺炎疫
In
情
responding to the sudden
我们
outbreak
坚
of
持人民至
COVID-19,
上
we
生
put the
命至
people
上
and their lives above
坚
all
持
else
动态清零
and
不动摇
tenaciously pursue a
开
dynamic
展
zero
抗击疫
COVID
情
policy
人民战争
in launching an
总体
all-out
战
people's war to
阻击
stop the
战
spread of the virus.
最大限度保护了人
We
民生
have
命安
protected the
全
people's
和身
health
体健
and
康
safety to the greatest
统筹疫情
extent
防控
possible and
和
made
经济社会
tremendous
发展
encouraging
取得重
achievements
大
in both
积极
epidemic
成果
response and economic and social development.
面对香港局势
In the
动
face
荡
of
变化
turbulent developments in Hong
我
Kong,
们依照宪法和基
the
本法
central government exercises
有效
overall
实施
jurisdiction over
对
the
特别行
special
政区的
administrative
全面
regions
管制
as
权
prescribed by China's constitution
落实
and
爱
basic
国
law
者治
of the
港
Hong
原则
Kong Special Administrative
香
Region
港局势
and
实
ensure
现
that Hong Kong is
由乱
ministered
到治
by
的
patriots.
重大转折
Thanks to these moves, orders have been restored in Hong Kong, marking a
面
major
对台
turn
独
for the
势力
better
分
in
裂
the
活动
region.
和
In
外部
response
势
to
力
separate
干涉台湾事
activities
务
aimed
的
at Taiwan
严重
independence and
挑
gross
衅
provocations of
我
external
们坚决
interference
开
in
展
Taiwan
反
affairs,
分裂
we
反
have
干涉
resolutely fought
重大
against
斗争
separatism and counter
展示了
interference,
我们维护国家
demonstrating
主
our
权
resolve
和
and
领土
ability
完整
to safeguard China's
反对台独
sovereignty
的
and
坚
territorial
强决心
integrity and
和
to
强
oppose
大能力
Taiwan independence.
对国际局势
Confronted
急剧
with
变化，
drastic changes in the international
我们保
landscape,
持战略定力，
we have maintained firm strategic resolve and shown a
在
fighting
斗争中
spirit.
维护国家
Throughout
尊
these
严
endeavors,
和
we
核
have
心利益，
safeguarded China's dignity and core interest
牢
and
牢
kept
掌握了
ourselves well
我国
positioned
发展
for
和安全
pursuing
主动
development
权。
and ensuring security.
5年来，
Over the past 5 years,
我们党团结带领
our party
人
has
民
rallied the people
攻克了
and
许
led
多
them
长期没有
in
解决的
solving
难
great
题，
number of problems that
办
had
成
long
了许
gone
多事关长
unsolved,
远的
securing
大事
many accomplishments that hold major future
推动党和国
significance
家事业
and
取得
achieving
举世瞩目的
impressive
重大
advances
成
in the
就。
cause of the party and the country.
同志们，
Comrades,
18大召开至今已经10
10
年，
years have passed since the party's 18th National Congress.
我们经历了对党和人民事业
The
具
past
有
decade
重大
marked
现实意义和
three
深远
major
历史
events
意义的
of great
3件
immediate
大事。
importance and profound historical significance for
一
the
是
cause of the
迎来了
party
中国共
and the
产党
people.
成立100
We
周年，
embrace the centenary of the Communist Party
二
of
是
China.
中国特色社会主义进入
We
新时
ushered
代。
in a new era of socialism with Chinese
3
characteristics,
是完成脱贫攻坚，全
and
面建成
we
小康社会
eradicated
的历史
absolute poverty and finished building a
实现
moderately prosperous
第一个
society
百年
in
奋斗
all
目标。
respects, thus completing the first centenary goal.
这是中国共产党
These
中国人
were
民
historical feats,
团结奋
feats
斗赢得
accomplished
的
by the Communist
历史
Party of
胜利，
China and the Chinese
是
people
标炳
striving
中
in
华民
unity.
族发展史
Feats
册
that will
的
be forever
历史性
recorded
胜利，
in the Chinese nation's
也是
history, and
对世
feats
界
that will
具
be
有深远影响
profoundly
的
influence
历史性
the
胜利。
world.
10年前，
A decade
我们
ago,
面对的形势是
this was the situation
改革开放
we faced.
和社
Great
会主义现代化
achievements
建设
had been secured in
取得巨大
reform
成
and
就。
opening up, and socialism
党的建设新的
mobilization,
伟大工程
and notable advances
显著
had been
成效。
made in the great new projects of party
为我们
building.
继续前进
All this
奠定了
had
坚实基
created
础，
solid
创
foundations,
造了良好
favorable
条件，
conditions, and key
提供了
underpinning
重要保障。
for our continued progress.
同时，
At the
一
same
系列
time,
长
however,
期积累及新出
a
现的突出
number
矛
of
盾和问
prominent
题
issues and
亟待
problems,
解决。
some of which have been building for years and others which
面
were
对这些
just
影响
emerging,
党长期
demanded
执政
urgent actions.
国家长
In the
治
face
久
of
安
these acute
人民
problems
幸福
and
安康的
challenges
突出
which
矛盾和
undermine
问
the
题，
party's long-term governance,
党
the
中央
security and stability of our
审
country,
时度势，
and the well-being of the people, the party's
果敢
Central
抉
Committee
择，
fully assessed the
锐
situation,
意进取，
made resolute
攻
decisions,
坚克难，
and took firm steps.
团结带领全党全军全
Under
国各
its
族人
leadership,
民
the entire
撸起
party,
袖子加油
the
干，
military, and the
风
Chinese
雨无
people
阻向
were
前行，
brought together.
义无反
We
顾
roll up our
进
sleeves
行，
and
具有
got
许
down
多
to
新
work,
的
forging
历
ahead
史特
with
点的
resolve to carry out the great struggle with many new features of our times.
10年来，
Over the past decade,
我们坚持
we
马克
have
思列宁主义、
stayed committed to Marxism-Leninism, Mao Zedong
邓小
thought,
平理论、
Deng Xiaoping theory,
三个代表重要思
the
想、
theory of three
科
represents,
学发展观，
and the scientific outlook on development.
全面贯彻新时
We
代
have fully
中国特色
implemented
社
the
会主义
thought
思想，
on socialism with Chinese
全面贯彻
characteristics
党的
for a new
基
era,
本路线，
as well as the party's
基本
basic
方略。
line and the basic policy.
采取一系列
We
战略
have
性举措，
adopted a number of strategic
推进
measures,
一系列变革性
developed a
实践，
range of transformative
实现一
practices,
系列
and made
突破
a
性进
series of breakthroughs and landmark
取
advances.
得一系列
We
标志
have
性成果，
withstood risks
经受
and
住了
challenges
来自政治、经
and
济、
trials in the
意识形态、
political, economic, ideological, and natural domains. Secured historical achievements and seen historical changes in the course of the party and the country, and taken China on a new journey toward building a modern socialist country in all respects. We have established thought on socialism with Chinese characteristics for a new era. In doing so, we have laid out the basic policy for upholding and developing socialism with Chinese characteristics, put forward a series of new ideas, new thinkings, and new strategies on national governance, and achieved a new breakthrough in adapting Marxism to the Chinese context and the needs of our times. We have strengthened party leadership in all respects. We have ensured the Party Central Committee's authority and centralized unified leadership, and guaranteed that the party fulfilled its core role of exercising overall leadership and coordinating the efforts of all sides. Now, our Marxist Party of over 69 million members enjoy greater unity and solidarity than ever. We have achieved moderately prosperity, the millennia-old dream of the Chinese nation, through persistent hard work. We have won the largest battle against poverty in human history, and once and for all, resolved the problem of absolute poverty in China, making significant contributions to the cause of global poverty reduction. We have developed a well-conceived and complete strategic plan for advancing the cause of the party and the country in a new era. We have put forward the Chinese dream of the great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation and made well-coordinated efforts to advance our great struggle, projects, cause, and dream. We have adopted the five-spear integrated plan and the comprehensive strategy, as well as the general principle of pursuing progress while ensuring stability, and we have worked to both pursue development and safeguard security. We have identified the principal contradiction facing Chinese society as that between unbalanced and inadequate development and the people's ever-growing needs for a better life. And we have made it clear that closing this gap should be the focus of all of our initiatives. With these efforts, we have made constant progress in enriching and developing a new form of human advancement. We have put forward and applied a new development philosophy, worked hard to promote high-quality development, and pushed to foster a new pattern of development. We have carried out supply-side structural reform, formulated a series of major regional strategies importance to China's overall development, and brought about a historical rise in China's economic strength. In the past decade, China's GDP has grown from 55 trillion yuan to 114 trillion yuan, and come to account for 18.5% of the world economy, up by 7.2 percentage points. China has remained the world's second-largest economy, and its per capita GDP has risen from 39,800 yuan to 81,000 yuan. It ranks first in the world in terms of grain output. China's manufacturing sectors is the largest in the world, as are its foreign exchange reserves. We have
实
made
现突破，
breakthroughs in some core technologies in key fields and boosted emerging strategic
载人
industries.
航天、
We have witnessed
探月
major
探火
success in multiple fronts,
深
including
海
manned
深地探测
spaceflight, lunar and
超级计算机
Martian explorations,
卫星导
deep
航、
sea and deep earth probes,
量子信息、
supercomputers, satellite
核
navigation,
电技术、
quantum
大飞
information,
机制造、
nuclear power
生物医药
technologies,
等取得
airline
重大成果，
manufacturing, and
进入创新型国
biomedicine.
家行列。
China has joined the ranks of the world's innovators.
我们以巨大的政治勇气，
We have
全面深化
comprehensively
改革，
deepened reform with
许多领
tremendous
域
political
实
courage.
现历史性变革，
Historic, systematic, and
系统性重
holistic transformation
整体性从
have
众。
been achieved in many
中国
fields.
特色社会主
The
义制度
system of socialism with Chinese characteristics
更加定义
has
形态，
become more
国家治理
mature
体系和
and
治理
well
能力
defined,
现代
and
化水
China's
平
system and
明显
capacity
提高。
for governance have been further modernized.
我们实行更加积极主动
We
的
have pursued
开放
a
战略，
more proactive strategy
共
of
建“一
opening
带
up.
一路”成为深
As
受
a
欢迎的
collaborative endeavor,
国际
the
公共
Belt
产
and Road
品
Initiative has been
和国际合作
welcomed
平
by
台。
the international community both as a public goods
我
and
国
a
成为
cooperation
140多个
platform.
国家和地区
China
的
has become a
主要
major
贸易伙
trading
伴，
partner for more than 140
货物贸
countries
易
and
总
regions.
额
It leads the
居世界
world
第一，
in total volume of trade
吸
in
引外
goods,
资
and
和对外投资，
it is a major
居世界
destination
前
for
列，
global investment and the leading country
形成更
in
大范
outbound
围
investment.
更宽领域，
Through these efforts,
更
we
深
had
层次
advanced a broader
对外开放
agenda
格
of
局。
opening up across more areas and in greater depth.
我们坚持走中国特色
We
社
have
会主义
kept
政
to
治
the
发展
path
道路，
of socialist post-political advancement
全面
with
发展
Chinese characteristics.
全过程
We have comprehensively developed whole process
社会主
people's
义民主
democracy
政治制度
and
化，
made all-round
规范
progress
化，
in improving the
程序化，
institutions,
全面
standards,
推进，
and procedures of our socialist
人民
democracy.
当家作主，
We have
更为扎实，
reinforced the foundation that
全面依法
undergird
治
the
国，
people's
总
running
体
of the
格局，
country, and
基
the
本形成。
comprehensive framework for law-based governance has taken shape.
我们确立和坚持
We
马
have
克思主义
established and
在意识
upheld
形态
a
领域指导地
fundamental
位的
system
根本制
for
度，
ensuring the guiding role of
社
Marxism
会主义
in
核
the
心价值观
ideological
广泛
domain.
传播，
The core socialist values are
中
resonating
华
with the
优秀
public.
传统文化
Fine traditional
得到
Chinese
创造性
culture
转化，
is undergoing creative
创新性发展。
transformation and development.
文化事业日益繁荣，
Cultural programs are
网
flourishing,
络生态持续向好，
and the online environment
意识
has
形
seen
态领域
continuous
形势
improvement.
发
All
生全
this
局性
has brought
根本性转变。
overarching and fundamental changes in China's ideological
我
landscape.
们深入贯彻以人民为中心的发展
We
思
have
想，
implemented a people-centered
在
philosophy
幼有
of
所欲
development.
学有所
We
教
have，worked continuously to
老有
ensure
所
people's
得，
access to childcare,
病有所医，
education, employment,
老有所养，
medical services,
住有所居，
elderly care,
若有所
housing，
扶上，持续
and
努力，
social assistance.
建成世界上
We have
规
built
模最大
the
的
largest
教育体系、
education,
社会保障体系、
social security,
医疗卫生体系，
and healthcare systems in the
人民
world.
群众获得感
We have ensured a more complete
安全感
and lasting sense of
更加
fulfillment,
充实，
happiness, and
更
security
有保障
for our people.
更可持续，
And we have made further
共同
progress
富裕，取得新
in
成效。
achieving common prosperity for all.
我们坚持绿水青
We
山
have
就是金
acted
山
on
银
the
山
ideas
成
that
铁
Lucy Water and lush mountains
持
are invaluable
山
assets.
水林
We
田
have
湖草
persisted
沙
with a
一
holistic
体化
and
保护
systematic approach to
和系统
conserving
治
and
理
improving mountains, waters, forest, farmlands,
生态文明制度体系
grassland, and desert
更加健全，
ecosystems. China's
生态环境
ecological
保
conservation
护
systems have been improved.
发生历史性
Historic,
转折性
transformative, and comprehensive
全局性
changes
变化
have taken place in ecological
我
and
们的祖
environmental
国天更
protection,
蓝
bringing us
山更
bluer
绿
skies, greener
水更清
mountains, and cleaner waters.
We have applied a holistic approach to national security. We have resolutely safeguarded China's sovereignty, security, and development interests and strengthened national security on all fronts. We have secured important progress in the campaigns to combat and root out organized crime and responded effectively to major natural disasters. The Peaceful China initiative has entered a new stage. We have set the party's goal of building a strong military in the new era. We have implemented the party's thinking on strengthening the military for the new era, followed the military strategy for the new era, and upheld absolute party leadership over the People's Armed Forces. We have coordinated efforts to strengthen military work in all directions and domains and carried out bold reforms of national defense and the armed forces. The People's Armed Forces now boast new systems, a new structure, a new configuration, and a new look. We have fully and faithfully implemented the policy of one country, two systems. We have upheld the policy of one country, two systems, under which the people of Hong Kong administer Hong Kong and the people of Macau administer Macau, both with a high degree of autonomy. We have helped Hong Kong enter a new stage in which it has restored order and is set to thrive, and we've seen Hong Kong and Macau maintain good momentum for long-term stability and development. We put forward an overall policy framework for resolving the Taiwan question in the new era and facilitated cross-strait exchanges and cooperation. We resolutely have opposed separatist activities aimed at Taiwan independence and foreign interference. We have thus maintained the initiative and the ability to steer in cross-strait relations. We have pursued major country diplomacy with Chinese characteristics on all fronts. We have promoted the development of a human community with a shared future and stood firm in protecting international fairness and justice. We have advocated and practiced true multilateralism. We have taken a clear-cut stance against hegemonism and power politics in all their forms, and we have never wavered in our opposition to unilateralism, protectionism, and bullying of any kind. We have worked to foster a new type of international relations, actively participated in the reform and development of the global governance system, and engaged in all-around international cooperation in the fight against COVID-19. All this has seen us win widespread international recognition. China's international influence, appeal, and power to shape have risen markedly. We have made significant advances in exercising full and rigorous party self-governance. Guided by the belief that it takes a good blacksmith to forge good steel, we have put forward and implemented the general requirements for strengthening the party in the new era. We have set strengthening ourselves politically as the overarching guide for all other initiatives of party building. We have hammered away at the task of rectifying pointless formalities, bureaucratism, hedonism, and extravagance, and opposed privilege-seeking mindsets and practices. Thanks to these efforts, unhealthy tendencies that had long gone unchecked have been reversed, and deep-seated problems that had plagued us for years have been remedied. We have waged a battle against corruption on a scale unprecedented in our history. Driven by a strong sense of mission, we have resolved to offend a few thousand rather than fail 1.4 billion and to clear out party of all its ills. We've used a combination of measures to take out tigers, sweat flies, and hunt down foxes, punishing corrupt officials of all types. We have achieved an overwhelming victory, and we have fully consolidated the gains in our fight against corruption. All this has helped remove serious hidden dangers in the party, the country, and the military. Through painstaking efforts, the party has found a second answer to the question of how to escape the historical cycle of rise and fall. The answer is self-reform. We have ensured that the party will never change its nature, its conviction, or its character. As we fully affirm the remarkable achievements we have made in the cause of the party and the country, we must not lose sight of the shortcomings in our work and many difficulties and problems that are confronting us. We have already put in place a series of measures to deal with these problems, and we must redouble our efforts to see them fully resolved. Comrades, the great achievements of the new era have come from the collective dedication and hard work of our party and our people. Here, on behalf of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of China, I express our heartfelt gratitude to all of our party members, to the people of all ethnic groups, to all other political parties, people's organizations, and patriotic figures from all sectors of society, to our fellow compatriots in the Hong Kong and Macau special administrative regions, in Taiwan and overseas, and to all our friends around the world who have shown understanding and support for China's modernization drive. The great transformation of the past 10 years of the new era marks a milestone in the history of the party, of the People's Republic of China, of reform and opening up, of the development of socialism, and of the development of the Chinese nation. Over the course of a century of endeavor, the Communist Party of China has tempered itself through revolution and grown stronger. As it has upheld and developed socialism with Chinese characteristics, it has always remained a strong leadership core. The Chinese people are more inspired than ever to forge ahead, more resolved than ever to work hard, and more confident than ever of securing success. With full confidence, the Communist Party of China and the Chinese people are driving the great transformation of the Chinese nation from standing up and growing prosperous to becoming strong. We have advanced reform, opening up, and socialist modernization, and the rejuvenation of the Chinese nation is now on an irreversible historical course. Scientific socialism is brimming with renewed vitality in the 21st century China. Chinese modernization offers humanity a new choice achieving modernization. The Communist Party of China and the Chinese people have provided humanity with more Chinese insight, better Chinese input, and greater Chinese strength to help resolve its common challenges, and have made new and greater contributions to the noble cause of human peace and development. Second, a new frontier in adapting Marxism to the Chinese context and the needs of the times. Marxism is the fundamental guiding ideology upon which our party and our country are founded and thrive. Our experience has taught us that at the fundamental level, we owe the success of our party and socialism with Chinese characteristics to the fact that Marxism works, particularly when it is adapted to the Chinese context and the needs of our times. The sound theoretical guidance of Marxism is the source from which our party draws its firm belief and conviction, and which enables our party to seize the historical initiative. Since the 18th National Congress, our party has made theoretical explorations and innovations with great courage. It has, from an entirely new perspective, deepened its understanding of the laws that underlie governance by a communist party, the development of socialism, and the evolution of human society. It has achieved major theoretical innovations, which are encapsulated in the thought on socialism with Chinese characteristics for a new era. The main elements of the theory are summarized in the 10 affirmations, the 14 commitments, and the 13 areas of achievement that were articulated at the 19th National Congress and the 6th plenary session of the 19th Party Central Committee, all of which we must adhere to over the long term and continue to enrich and develop. Chinese communists are keenly aware that only by integrating the basic tenets of Marxism with China's specific realities and fine traditional culture, and only by applying dialectical and historical materialism can we provide correct answers to the major questions presented by the times and discovered through practice, and can we ensure that Marxism always retains its vigor and vitality. Just as there are no bounds to practice, there is no end to theoretical innovation. It is the solemn historical responsibility of today's Chinese communists to continue opening new chapters in adapting Marxism to the Chinese context and the needs of the times. To keep advancing theoretical innovation on the basis of practical experience, we must, first of all, gain a good command of the worldview and methodology of the thought on socialism with Chinese characteristics for a new era, and adhere to and make good use of its stances, viewpoints, and methods. We must put the people first, maintain self-confidence, and stand on our own feet, uphold fundamental principles, and break new ground, adopt a problem-oriented approach, apply systematic thinking, and maintain a global vision. We must stand firmly with the people, respond to their wishes, respect their creativity, and pool their wisdom. We must remain firm in our conviction in Marxism and socialism with Chinese characteristics, and strengthen our confidence in the path, theory, system, and culture of socialism with Chinese characteristics. We must keep developing new thinking, new approaches, and new ways to effectively resolve problems. And we must develop a well-conceived approach to planning and advancing the endeavors of the party and the country on all fronts in a forward-looking and holistic manner. Third, the new journey of the new era, missions and tasks of the Communist Party of China. From this day forward, the central task of the Communist Party of China will be to lead the Chinese people of all ethnic groups in a concerted effort to realize the second centenary goal of building China into a great modern socialist country in all respects, and to advance the rejuvenation of the Chinese nation on all fronts through a Chinese path to modernization. Chinese modernization is socialist modernization pursued under the leadership of the Communist Party of China. It contains elements that are common to the modernization processes of all countries, but it's more characterized by features that are unique to the Chinese context. It is the modernization of a huge population, the modernization of common prosperity for all, the modernization of material and cultural ethical advancement, the modernization of harmony between humanity and nature, and the modernization of peaceful development. The essential requirements of Chinese modernization are as follows: upholding the leadership of the Communist Party of China and socialism with Chinese characteristics, pursuing high-quality development, developing whole process people's democracy, enriching the people's cultural lives, achieving common prosperity for all, promoting harmony between humanity and nature, building a human community with a shared future, and creating a new form of human advancement. To build China into a great modern socialist country in all respects, we have adopted a two-step strategic plan. From 2020 through 2035, basically realize socialist modernization. From 2035 through the middle of this century, build China into a great modern socialist country that is prosperous, strong, democratic, culturally advanced, harmonious, and beautiful. The next 5 years will be crucial for getting our efforts to build a modern socialist country in all respects off to a good start. Building a modern socialist country in all respects is a great and arduous endeavor. Our future is bright, but we still have a long way to go. We must therefore be more mindful of potential dangers, be prepared to deal with worst-case scenarios, and be ready to withstand high winds, choppy waters, and even dangerous storms on our journey ahead, which might be the major challenges. And on our journey ahead, we must firmly adhere to the following major principles: upholding and strengthening the party's overall leadership, following the path of socialism with Chinese characteristics, applying a people-centered development philosophy, remaining committed to deepening reform and opening up, and carrying forward our fighting spirit. We must foster a firmer sense of purpose, fortitude, and self-belief in the whole party and the Chinese people, so that we cannot be swayed by fallacies, deterred by intimidation, or cowed by pressure. We must meet obstacles and difficulties head-on, ensure both development and security, and dig deep to surmount the difficulties and challenges on the road ahead. Let us harness our indomitable fighting spirit to open up new horizons for our cause. Fourth, accelerating the creation of a new development pattern and pursuing high-quality development. To build a modern socialist country in all respects, we must, first and foremost, pursue high-quality development. Development is our party's top priority in governing and rejuvenating China. For without solid material and technological foundations, we cannot hope to build a great modern socialist country in all respects. We must fully and faithfully apply the new development philosophy on all fronts, continue reforms to develop the socialist market economy, promote high-standard opening up, and accelerate efforts to foster a new pattern of development that is focused on the domestic economy and features positive interplay between domestic and international economic flows. Pursuing high-quality development as our overarching task, we will make sure that our implementation of the strategy to expand domestic demand is integrated with our efforts to deepen supply-side structural reform.
We will boost the dynamism and reliability of the domestic economy while engaging at a higher level in the global economy. And we will move faster to build a modernized economy. We will raise total factor productivity, make China's industrial and supply chains more resilient and secure, and promote integrated urban-rural development and coordinated regional development, so as to effectively upgrade and appropriately expand China's economic output. We will build a high-standard socialist market economy. We must uphold and improve China's basic socialist economic system. We must unswervingly consolidate and develop the public sector and unswervingly encourage, support, and guide development of the non-public sector. We will work to see that the market plays the decisive role in resource allocation and that the government better plays its role. We will modernize the industrial system. In pursuing economic growth, we must continue to focus on the real economy. We will advance new industrialization and move faster to boost China's strength in manufacturing, product quality, aerospace, transportation, cyberspace, and digital development. We will advance rural revitalization across the board. We continue to put agriculture and rural development first and consolidate and expand our achievements in poverty alleviation. We move fast to build up China's strength in agriculture and steadily promote the revitalization of business, talents, culture, ecosystems, and organizations in the countryside. We must reinforce the foundations for food security and on all fronts and ensure China's total area of farmland does not fall below the red line of 120 million hectares. Efforts will ensure that China's food supply remain firmly in its own hands. We will promote coordinated regional development. We will thoroughly implement the coordinated regional development strategy, major regional strategies, the functional zoning strategy, and the new urbanization strategy. We will improve the distribution of the major productive forces and develop a regional economic layout and territorial space system that complement each other's strengths and promote high-quality development. We will promote high-standard opening up. We will steadily expand institutional opening up with regards to rules, regulations, management, and standards, and accelerate China's transformation into a trader of quality. We will promote the high-quality development of the Belt and Road Initiative and endeavor to preserve the diversity and stability of the international economic landscape and economic and trade relations. 5. Invigorating China through science and education and developing a strong workforce for the modernization drive. Education, science and technology and human resources are the fundamental and strategic pillars for building a modern socialist country in all respects. We must regard science and technology as our primary productive force, talent as our primary resource, and innovation as our primary driver of growth. We will fully implement the strategy for invigorating China through science and education, the workforce development strategy, and the innovation-driven development strategy. We will open up new areas and new arenas in development and steadily foster new growth drivers and new strengths. We will continue to give high priority to the development of education, build China's self-reliance and strengthen science technology, and rely on talents to pioneer, to propel development. We will speed up work to build a strong educational system, greater scientific and technological strengths, and a quality workforce. We continue efforts to cultivate talents for the party and the country and comprehensively improve our ability to nurture talent at home. All of this will see us producing first-class innovators and attracting the brightest minds from all over. We will develop education that meets the people's expectations. We will fully implement the party's educational policy, carry out the basic tasks of fostering virtues through education, and nurture a new generation of capable young people with sound moral grounding, intellectual property, physical vigor, athletic sensitivity, and work skills, who fully develop socialism would carry forward a social cause. We move fast to build a high-quality educational system, advance students' well-rounded development, and promote fairness in education. We will improve systems for scientific and technological innovation. Innovation will remain at the heart of China's modernization drive. We will improve the new systems for mobilizing resources nationwide and make key technological breakthroughs and boost China's strengths in strategic science and technology. We will enhance the overall performance of China's innovation system and create an open and globally competitive innovation ecosystem. We will accelerate the implementation of the innovation-driven development strategy. We will speed up efforts to achieve greater self-reliance and strengthen science and technology. To meet China's strategic needs, we will concentrate resources on original and pioneering scientific and technological research to achieve breakthroughs in core technologies in key fields. In order to enhance China's innovation capacity, we will move faster to launch a number of major national projects that are of strategic big picture and long-term importance. We will implement the workforce development strategy, which respects work, knowledge, talent, and creativity, improve the strategic distribution of human resources, and move faster to build world hubs for talent and innovation. We will strive to build up our comparative strengths in global competition for talent and bring together the best and the brightest from all fields for the cause of the party and the people. Six, advancing the whole process people's democracy and ensuring that the people run the country. China is a socialist country of people's democratic dictatorship under the leadership of the working class based on an alliance of workers and farmers. All power of the state in China belongs to the people. People's democracy is the lifeblood of socialism, and it is integral to our efforts to build a modern socialist country in all respects. Whole process people's democracy is the defining feature of socialist democracy. It is democracy in its broadest, most genuine, and most effective form. We must firmly stay on the path of socialism, political advancement with Chinese characteristics, uphold the unity between party leadership, the running of the country by the people, and law-based governance, and ensure the principal position of the people so as to give full expression to their will, protect their rights and interests, and spark their creativity. We will improve the system of institutions through which the people run the country. We will encourage the people's orderly participation in political affairs and guarantee the ability to engage in democratic election, consultation, decision-making, management, and oversight in accordance with the law. We will inspire the people's motivation, initiatives, and creativity so as to consolidate and develop a lively, stable, and united political atmosphere. We will strengthen the institutions through which the people run the country. We must uphold and improve our country's fundamental, basic, and important political systems, expand democratic channels, and diversify the forms of democracy. We support and ensure that people's exercise of state power through people's congresses. We will intensify reform and development of trade unions, Chinese Communist Youth Leagues organizations, women's federations, and other people's organizations, and give full play to their role as bridges connecting the party and the people. We follow the Chinese path of human rights development and promote all-round advancement of human rights. We will fully develop a consultative democracy. We will promote extensive, multi-level, and institutionalized development of consultative democracy. We will uphold the improved system of CPC-led multi-party cooperation and political consultation, and work to improve the system of mechanism through which CPPCC committees conduct democratic oversight and the members stay engaged with the people from various sectors. We'll actively develop a democracy at the primary level. We'll improve the mechanism for community-level self-governance under the leadership of primary-level party organizations, improve the institutional and working systems for direct democracy at the primary level. We will rely wholeheartedly on the working class and protect workers' lawful rights and interests. We will consolidate and develop the broadest possible patriotic united front. We will build a broad, united front to forge great unity and solidarity. And we will encourage all the sons and daughters of the Chinese nation to dedicate themselves to realizing the Chinese dreams of national rejuvenation. We will strengthen our party's unity and cooperation with other political parties and prominent figures without party affiliation. We will forge a strong sense of community for the Chinese nation and improve the party's work on ethnic affairs. We will remain committed to the principle that religions in China must be Chinese in orientation and provide active guidance to religions so that they can adapt to socialist society. We will improve and strengthen our work related to the Chinese nationals overseas to give shape to a powerful joint force to advance the rejuvenation of the Chinese nation. Seven, exercising law-based governance on all fronts and advancing the rule of law in China. The comprehensive advancement of law-based governance has been a profound revolution in China's governance. Law-based governance is important for the party's success in governing and rejuvenating the country, for the well-being of the people, and for the long-term stability of the party and the country. We must give better play to the role of the rule of law in consolidating foundations, ensuring stable expectations, and delivering long-term benefits. We must strive to build a modern socialist country in all respects under the rule of law. We must follow a path of socialist rule of law with Chinese characteristics, develop a Chinese system of socialist rule of law, and establish China as a socialist country under the rule of law. We must, with a focus on protecting and promoting social fairness and justice, pursue coordinated progress in law-based governance, law-based exercise of state power, and law-based government administration, take integral steps to build a country, government, and the society based on the rule of law. We make all-round efforts to ensure sound legislation, strict law enforcement, impartial administration of justice, and society-wide observation of the law, and see that all work in the state is carried out under the rule of law. We improve the socialist legal system with Chinese characteristics with the Constitution at its core. We will better implement the Constitution and conduct constitutional oversight. We will step up in legislation in key emerging and foreign-related fields and make further headway in making laws in a well-conceived and democratic way and in accordance with the law. We steadily advance law-based government administration. We will transform government functions, improve the government responsibility system and organizational structures, and enhance the efficiency and credibility of government administrations. We will ensure that law enforcement is strict, procedure-based, and impartial and civil across the board. We will ensure strict and impartial administration justice. We will deepen the comprehensive integrated reform of the judicial system, fully and faithfully enforce judicial accountability, and accelerate the development of fair, efficient, and authoritative socialist judicial system. We will see that the people feel justice has been served in each and every judicial case. We will step up efforts to establish the rule of law throughout society, promote socialist rule of law, and carry forward the fine traditional Chinese legal culture. We will encourage all of our people to truly revere, readily observe, and firmly defend socialist rule of law, and see that respecting, learning, observing, and applying the law become common practice throughout society. Eight, building cultural confidence and strength and securing new successes in developing socialist culture. To build a modern socialist country in all respects, we must develop a socialist culture with Chinese characteristics and be more confident in our culture. In our efforts to turn China into a country with a strong socialist culture, we must focus on upholding socialism with Chinese characteristics, rallying public support, fostering a new generation of young people, developing Chinese culture, and better present China to the world. We will develop a sound, people-oriented socialist culture for a nation that embrace modernization of the world and the future. We will ignite the cultural creativity of the entire nation and build a powerful source of inspiration for realizing national rejuvenation. We should uphold the fundamental system for ensuring the guiding role of Marxism in the ideological domain. We must ensure that culture serves the people and serves socialism. We will follow the principle of letting 100 flowers blossom and 100 schools of thoughts contend, and we will encourage creative transformation and innovative development of traditional Chinese culture. Guided by core socialist values, we will develop advanced socialist culture, promote revolutionary culture, and carry forward fine traditional Chinese culture. In doing so, we will be well placed to meet people's ever-growing intellectual and cultural needs. Consolidate a common intellectual foundation for the whole party and all Chinese people to strive in unity.
And we will continuously grow China's cultural soft power and the appeal of Chinese culture. We will develop a socialist ideology that has the power to unite and inspire the people. We must ensure that the party firmly exercises leadership over ideological work and that the responsibility system for it is fully implemented. And we will cement and expand the mainstream thoughts and ideas that inspire hard work in the new era. We will improve the systems for communications across all forms of media and foster a healthy online environment. We will extensively apply the core socialist values. We will carry forward the long line of inspiring principles for the Chinese communists that originated with the great founding spirit of the party. Conduct extensive public awareness activities to promote the core socialist values. Enhance commitment to patriotism, collectivism, and socialism, and foster a new generation of young people to shoulder the mission of realizing national rejuvenation. We will enhance civility throughout society. We will continue the civic morality campaign, carry forward traditional Chinese virtues, and foster stronger family ties, values, and traditions. We will build public commitment to the greater good, public morality, and personal integrity. These efforts will help raise public moral standards and enhance public civility. We will foster an ethos of work, enterprise, dedication, creativity, and frugality throughout the society. We will develop cultural programs and the cultural sector. We will encourage people-centered cultural creation and production of more outstanding works that inspire the people. We will improve the modern system of public cultural services and implement major cultural projects to spur the development of the sector. We will promote all-around development of recreational and competitive sports and move faster to build China into a country strong in sports. We will extend the reach and appeal of Chinese civilization. We will stay firmly rooted in Chinese culture, and we will better tell China's stories, make China's voice heard, and present a China that is credible, appealing, and respectable. And we will better show the world China's culture. Nine, improving the people's well-being and raising quality of life. This country is its people. The people are the country. As the Communist Party of China has led the people in fighting again to establish and develop the People's Republic. It has really been fighting for people's support, and bringing benefit to the people is the fundamental principle of governance. Working for the people's well-being is an essential part of the party's commitment to serving the public good and exercising governance for the people. We must ensure and improve the people's well-being in the course of pursuing development, and encourage everyone to work hard together to meet people's aspirations for a better life. We must strive to realize, safeguard, and advance the fundamental interests of all our people. To this end, we must do everything within our capacity to resolve the most practical problems that are of the greatest and most direct concern to the people. We will stay engaged with our people and their commitments, adopt more measures that deliver real benefits to the people and win their approval, and work hard to resolve the pressing difficulties and problems that concern them most. We will improve the basic public service system to raise public service standards and make public services more balanced and accessible, so that with those efforts, we could achieve solid progress in promoting common prosperity. We will improve the system of income distribution. We will keep distribution according to work as the mainstay, with multiple forms of distribution existing alongside it. We will ensure more pay for more work and encourage people to achieve prosperity through hard work. We will promote equality of opportunity, increase the incomes of low-income earners, and expand the size of the middle-income group. We will keep income distribution and the means of accumulating wealth well regulated. We will implement the employment-first strategy. We will intensify efforts to implement the employment-first policy, refine the public services system for employment, and do more to help those in difficulty find employment and meet their basic needs. We will eliminate unjustified restrictions and discrimination that undermine equal employment. In this way, we will ensure that everyone has the opportunity to pursue a career through hard work. We will improve the social security system. We will further improve the multi-tiered social security system that covers the entire population in urban and rural areas, and see that it is fair, unified, reliable, well-regulated, and sustainable. We will expand the coverage of social insurance programs. We will remain committed to the fundamental national policy of gender equality, protect the lawful rights and interests of women and children, and promote all-around development of programs for people with disabilities. We will move faster to build a housing system featuring multiple suppliers and various channels of support that encourages both housing rentals and purchases. We will advance the Healthy China initiative. We must give strategic priority to ensuring people's health. We will establish a policy system to boost birth rates and pursue a proactive national strategy in response to population aging. We will promote the preservation and innovative development of traditional Chinese medicine. We will improve the public health system and strengthen the systems for epidemic prevention, control, and treatment, as well as our emergency response capacity so as to effectively contain major infectious diseases. Ten. Pursuing green development and promoting harmony between humanity and nature. Nature provides the basic conditions for human survival and development. Respecting, adapting to, and protecting nature is essential for building China into a modern socialist country in all respects. We must uphold and act on the principle that lucid waters and lush mountains are invaluable assets, and we must remember to maintain harmony between humanity and nature when planning our development. We will advance the Beautiful China initiative and take a holistic and systematic approach to the conservation and improvement of mountains, waters, forests, farmlands, grasslands, and deserts. We will carry out coordinated industrial restructuring, pollution control, ecological conservation, and climate response, and we will promote concerted efforts to cut carbon emissions, reduce pollution, expand green development, and pursue economic growth. We will prioritize ecological protection, conserve resources, and use them efficiently, and pursue green and low-carbon development. We will accelerate the transition to a model of green development. We will implement a comprehensive conservation strategy, boost green and low-carbon industries, encourage green consumption, and promote green and low-carbon ways of production and life. We will intensify pollution prevention and control. We will make further efforts to keep our skies blue, waters clear, and lands clean. We will work to basically eliminate serious air pollution, generally eliminate black and malodorous water bodies in cities, and strengthen prevention and control of soil contamination at the source. The environmental infrastructure will be upgraded, and living environments in both urban and rural areas will be improved. We will enhance diversity, stability, and sustainability in our ecosystems. Major projects for preserving and restoring key ecosystems will be carried out at a faster pace. We will carry out major biodiversity protection projects, promote the natural regeneration of grasslands, forests, rivers, lakes, and wetlands, enforce the 10-year fishing ban on the Yangtze River, and improve the system of fallowing and crop rotation. Efforts will be made to prevent and treat harm caused by invasions of exotic species. We will work actively and prudently toward the goals of reaching peak carbon emissions and carbon neutrality. Based on China's energy and resource endowment, we will advance initiatives to reach peak carbon emissions in a well-planned and phased way, in line with the principle of building the new before discarding the old. We will thoroughly advance the energy revolution. Coal will be used in a cleaner and more efficient way, and will speed up the planning and development of a system for new energy sources, and we will get actively involved in global governance in response to climate change. 11. Modernizing China's national security system and capacity, and safeguarding national security and social stability. National security is the bedrock of national rejuvenation, and social stability is a prerequisite for building a strong and prosperous China. We must resolutely pursue a holistic approach to national security and promote national security in all areas and stages of the work of the party and the country, so as to ensure national security and social stability. We must take the people's security as our utmost goal, political security as our fundamental task, economic security as our foundation, military, technological, cultural, and social security as important pillars, and international security as a support. We will take coordinated steps to ensure external and internal security, homeland and public security, traditional and non-traditional security, and our own security and common security. We will both uphold national security and create the conditions for ensuring it. We will strengthen popular support for national security and social stability, improve the mechanisms for our participation in global security governance, and advance the Peaceful China initiative to a higher level. With this new security architecture, we'll be able to better safeguard China's new pattern of development. We will improve the national security system. We will work to ensure that our leadership system for national security is high-performing and authoritative. Improvements will be made in the legal, strategy, and policy systems for national security, as well as the risk monitoring and early warning systems, and the national emergency management system. We will create a coordinated, multidimensional, and highly effective system for protecting national security across all domains. We will strengthen our capacity for safeguarding national security. We will resolutely safeguard the security of China's state power, systems, and ideology. We will ensure the security of food, energy, and resources, as well as key industrial and supply chains. We will protect the lawful rights and interests of Chinese citizens and legal entities overseas, and strengthen the public line of defense. We will enhance public safety governance. We will follow the principles of putting safety first and placing emphasis on prevention. The public safety system will be improved, and we will enhance our capacity for disaster prevention, mitigation, and relief, and for responding to and providing support during public emergencies that are urgent, difficult, dangerous, and demanding. Protection of personal information will be strengthened. We will improve the social governance system. We will improve the social governance system based on collaboration, participation, and shared benefits, so as to make social governance more effective. We'll maintain open and regular channels for learning about people's concerns, handling their claims, and protecting their rights and interests. We'll foster a community of social governance in which everyone fulfills their responsibilities and shares in the benefits.
Sure.
12. Achieving the centenary goal of the People's Liberation Army and further modernizing national defense and the military. Achieving the goals for the centenary of the People's Liberation Army in 2027 and more quickly elevating our People's Armed Forces to world-class standards are strategic tasks for building a modern socialist country in all respects. To this end, we must apply the thinking on strengthening the military for the new era, implement the military strategy for the new era, and maintain the party's absolute leadership over the People's Armed Forces. We will continue to enhance political loyalty in the military, strengthen the military through reform, science and technology, and personnel training, and run the military in accordance with the law. We will work faster to modernize military theory, organizational forms, personnel, and weaponry and equipment.
提高捍卫
We will enhance the military's strategic capabilities for defending China's sovereignty, security, and development interests, and see that the People's Armed Forces effectively fulfill their missions and tasks in the new era. We will strengthen party building across the board in the People's Armed Forces to ensure that they always obey the party's command. We will improve the institutions and mechanisms for implementing the system of ultimate responsibility resting with the chairman of the Central Military Commission. We will strengthen party organizations in the People's Armed Forces, carry out regular activities, and put in place institutions to improve the military's political work, and make unremitting efforts to improve conduct, enforce discipline, and combat corruption in the military. We will intensify troop training and enhance combat preparedness across the board. We'll see that our armed forces can fight and win. We'll provide new military strategic guidance and develop strategies and tactics for a people's war. We'll establish a strong system of strategic deterrence, increase the proportion of new domain forces with new combat capabilities, and intensify military training under combat conditions. We will strengthen all-around military governance.
Will build on and expand the gains of national defense and military reform, improve the structure and composition of the armed forces, and refine the framework of military policies and institutions. We will implement major projects to develop defense-related science and technology, weaponry, and equipment, and build a strong system for training new types of military personnel. We will strengthen mechanism and strategy planning for running the armed forces in accordance with the law. We will consolidate and enhance integrated rational strategies and strategic capabilities. We will step up capacity building in science, technology, and industries related to national defense. We will improve our national defense mobilization capacity and develop our reserve forces. Better service and support will be provided to ex-service personnel. We'll consolidate and boost unity between the military and the government and between the military and the people. 13. Upholding and improving the policy of one country, two systems, and promoting national reunification. The policy of one country, two systems is a great innovation of socialism with Chinese characteristics. It has been proven to be the best institutional arrangement for ensuring sustained prosperity and stability in Hong Kong and Macau after their return to the motherland. This policy must be adhered to over to the long term. We will fully, faithfully, and resolutely implement the policy of one country, two systems, under which the people of Hong Kong and Mr. Hong Kong and people of Macau and Mr. Macau, both with a high degree of autonomy. We will remain committed to law-based governance in Hong Kong and Macau. We will ensure that central government exercise overall jurisdiction over the two regions and see that Hong Kong and Macau are administered by patriots. We will support Hong Kong and Macau in growing their economies, improving their people's lives, and resolving deep-seated issues and problems in economic and social development, so as to promote long-term prosperity and stability there. We will support Hong Kong and Macau in better integrating themselves into China's overall development and playing a greater role in realizing national rejuvenation. We will implement our party's overall policy for resolving the Taiwan question in a new era and unswervingly advance the cause of national reunification. We have always shown respect and care for our Taiwan compatriots and work to deliver benefits to them. We will continue to promote economic and social and cultural exchanges and cooperation across the strait, and encourage people on both sides of the strait to work together to promote Chinese culture and forge closer bonds. Resolving the Taiwan question is a matter for the Chinese, a matter that must be resolved by the Chinese. We will continue to strive for a peaceful reunification with the greatest sincerity and the utmost effort, but we will never promise to renounce the use of force, and we reserve the option of taking all measures necessary. This is directly, solely at interference by outside forces and a few separatists seeking Taiwan independence, and their separatist activity is by no means targeted at our Taiwan compatriots. The wheels of history are rolling on towards China's reunification and the rejuvenation of the Chinese nation. Complete reunification of our country must be realized, and it can without a doubt be realized. (14) Promoting world peace and development, and building a humane community with a shared future. Today, our world, our times and history are changing in ways like never before, and this is posing unprecedented challenges for human society. The world has once again reached a crossroad in history, and its future course will be decided by all the world's peoples. For its part, China has been committed to its foreign policy goals of upholding world peace and promoting common development, and it is dedicated to promoting human community with a shared future. China remains firm in pursuing an independent foreign policy of peace. It has always decided its position policy on issues based on its own merits, and has strived to uphold the basic norms governing international relations and safeguard international fairness and justice. China stands firmly against all forms of hegemonism and power politics and Cold War mentality, interference in other countries' internal affairs, and double standards. China will never seek hegemony or engage in expansionism. China adhered to the 5 principles of peaceful coexistence in pursuing friendship and cooperation with other countries. It is committed to promoting a new type of international relations, deepening and expanding global partnerships based on equality, openness, and cooperation, and broadening the convergence of interests with other countries. Guided by the principles of sincerity, real results, affinity, and good faith with a commitment to the greater goods and shared interest, China endeavors to strengthen the solidarity and cooperation with other developing countries. China is committed to its fundamental national policy opening up to the outside world and pursues a mutually beneficial strategy opening up. It strives to create new opportunities for the world with its own development and to contribute its share to build an open global economy that delivers greater benefits to all peoples. China adhered to the right course of economic globalization. It is committed to working with other countries to foster an international environment conducive to development and create new drivers for global growth. China plays an active part in the reform and development of global governance system. It upholds true multilateralism, promotes greater democracy in international relations, and works to make global governance fairer and more equitable. China has put forward the Global Development Initiative and the Global Security Initiative, and it stands ready to work with the international community to put these two initiatives into action. We sincerely call upon all countries to hold dear humanity's shared values of peace, development, fairness, justice, democracy, and freedom, and to promote mutual understanding and forge closer bonds with other people. Let us all join forces to meet all types of global challenges. The Chinese people are ready to work hand in hand with people across the world to create an even brighter future for humanity. Exercising full and rigorous self-governance and advancing the great new project of party building in a new. Our party has a pivotal role in building China into a modern socialist country in all respects and advancing the rejuvenation of the Chinese nation on all fronts. As the largest and Marxist governing party of the world, we must always stay alert and determined to tackle the special challenges that a large party like ours faces, so as to maintain the people's support and consolidate our position as a long-term governing party. All of us in the party must bear in mind that full and rigorous self-governance and the uncensoring endeavor and that self-reform is a journey to which there is no end. We must never slacken our efforts and never allow ourselves to become weary or beaten. We must preserve with full and rigorous self-governance, continue to advance the great new project of party building in a new era, and use our own transformation to steer social transformation. We must meet the overall requirement for party building in a new era, improve the systems for exercising full and rigorous self-governance, and comprehensively advance our efforts to purify, improve, renew, and excel ourselves. This will enable our party to stay true to its original aspiration and founding mission and remain the strong leadership core in building socialism with Chinese characteristics. We must uphold and strengthen the centralized, unified leadership of the Party Central Committee. We improve the leadership system by which the party exercises overall leadership and coordinate the efforts of all sides, and refine a mechanism through which the Party Central Committee's major decisions and plans are implemented. This will ensure that all party members closely follow the Central Committees in terms of political stance, orientation, principles, and path, and the party's solidarity and unity are maintained. We will enhance cohesion and force the party's soul with the thought on socialism with Chinese characteristics for a new era. We will make all-round efforts to strengthen ourselves theoretically. We strengthen the ideals and conviction of our party members and see that they are committed to the party's purpose.
And we will remain firm believers and loyal practitioners of the noble ideal of communism and common ideal of socialism with Chinese characteristics. We will improve the systems and regulations for the party's self-reform. We will continue to run the party with systems and regulations. We will improve the total coverage, authoritative, and highly effective oversight system under the party's unified leadership. We'll see that political inspections serve as a powerful tool, and we will work to ensure that political responsibility for full and rigorous party self-governance is fulfilled and that accountability mechanisms have real teeth. We will cultivate officials capable of shouldering the mission of national rejuvenation. We must select officials on the basis of both integrity and ability, with greater weight given to integrity and on the basis of merit regardless of background. will follow the right approach to selecting and appointing officials, select those who are higher caliber, professional, loyal, upright, and responsible, and ensure that strong and competent leadership teams are put in place at all levels. We will redouble our efforts to build the fighting spirit and ability of officials, and encourage officials to boldly take on responsibilities and demonstrate enterprise in their work. We will enhance the political and organizational functions of party organizations. In strengthening party organizations, we need to keep a clear focus on the primary level and see that primary level party organizations play a key role in ensuring the exercise of the party's leadership. We will motivate party members to become role models and will work to preserve their advanced nature and integrity. We will take strict steps to improve party conduct and enforce party discipline. We will steadfastly implement the Central Party leadership's 8-point decision on improving conduct and continue to tackle pointless formalities, bureaucratism, hedonism, and extravagance with a focus on the first two, and we will resolutely root out privilege-seeking mindsets and behavior. We will endeavor to win the tough and protracted battle against corruption. Corruption is a cancer to the vitality and ability of the party, and fighting corruption is the most thorough kind of self-reform there is. As long as the breeding grounds and conditions for corruption still exist, we must keep sounding the bugle and never rest, not even for a minute, in our fight against corruption. We will continue to make integrated efforts to ensure that officials do not have the audacity, opportunity, or desire to become corrupt, and we have zero tolerance and no mercy in them. Comrades, the times are calling us, and the people expect us to deliver. Only by pressing ahead with unwavering commitment and perseverance will we be able to answer the call of our times and meet the expectations of our people. All of us in the party must remember, upholding the party's overall leadership is the path we must take to uphold and develop socialism with Chinese characteristics. Building socialism with Chinese characteristics is the path we must take to realize the rejuvenation of the Chinese nation. Striving in unity is the path the Chinese people must take to create great historic achievements. Implementing the new development philosophy is the path China must take to grow stronger in the new era. And exercising full and rigorous self-governance is the path the party must take to maintain its vigor and pass new tests on the road ahead. We have to come to this understanding through many years of practices that are very critical to all of us. So, they are of paramount importance that we must cherish, uphold, and never deviate from. Under its guidance, we will ensure that the great ship of socialism with Chinese characteristics can catch the wind, cut through the waves, and sail steadily into the future. Unity is strength, and only in unity can we succeed. To build China into a modern socialist country in all respects, we must unleash the tremendous creativity of the Chinese people in their hundreds of millions. All of us in the party must stay true to our fundamental purpose of serving the people wholeheartedly, maintain a people-centered mindset, and carry out the mass line. We must respect the pioneering spirit of our people and ensure that we are acting for the people and relying on the people in everything we do. We must follow the principle of from the people to the people, maintain a close bond with the people, and accept people's criticism and oversight. We must breathe the same air as the people, share the same future, and stay truly connected to them. We must strengthen the great unity of the Chinese people of all ethnic groups and the great unity of all the sons and daughters of the Chinese nation at home and abroad. By doing so, we will create a powerful collective force working with one heart and one mind to realize the Chinese dream. A nation will prosper only when its young people thrive. China's young people of today are living in a remarkable time. They have an incomparable broad stage on which to display their full talents, and they have incomparable bright prospects of realizing their dreams. All of us in the party should regard our work concerning young people as a matter of strategic significance. We will equip young people with the party's theories, inspire them with the party's original aspiration and founding mission, and become their confidants, advocates, and guides for the future. Young people, you should steadfastly follow the party and its guidance. Aim high, but stay grounded. Dare to think big and take action, but make sure you can deliver. You should strive to be the new era's great young generation, a generation with ideals, a sense of responsibility, grit, and dedication. As you endeavor to build China into a modern socialist country in all respects, your youth and vitality will bloom in full splendor. Comrades, the party has made spectacular achievements through its great endeavors over the past century, and our new endeavors will surely lead to more spectacular achievements. Let the whole party, the entire military, and the Chinese people of all ethnic groups stay closely rallied around the party Central Committee. Let us keep in mind that empty talk will do nothing for our country. Only solid work will make it flourish. Let's maintain firm confidence, unite as one, and forge ahead with resolve. Let us strive in unity to build a modern socialist country in all respects and advance national rejuvenation on all fronts. Fellow delegates, just then, President Xi Jinping, on behalf of the 19th Central Committee, delivered a report. So, fellow delegates, please deliberate the report. Now we conclude the session.